something about the law, I tell my brother and my cousin, fellas, ease up, I got this. Right? So go to the bouncer and say, listen, you guys are beyond your jurisdiction, okay? We are on a public sidewalk, and your jurisdiction is the club, so really you need to mind your business and let us go on about our way. And they were just stuck on stupid. Right? They couldn't believe these little dudes had the nerve to mouth off, and we knew our rights and all of this stuff, but we kept walking. My brother and my cousin were like, yo, son, you can't even do this. So my brother's going to be a lawyer, son. Yo, what the police said? What? Yeah, you know. So they were like, you know, we were celebrating. We go swipe our Metro cards, insufficient funds. And
insufficient funds.
96th Street, the 2 train, go to the clerk to go put some more fare on our Metro card, and it was like that scene in Matrix. Reloaded. The second one, where the agents kept coming, and kept coming, and kept coming. And when you think they're not going to come anymore, they keep coming. The NYPD came down, and it was one after another. They kept coming. I had never seen so many cops in such a small space in my life. My heart would just stop, right? You know? So at the end of all the cops, the bouncers came down and they said, yeah, officer, they did it. Those are the ones right there. We had done nothing wrong. But we're up against the wall. And the bouncers, because they felt like we spoke up for ourselves, had the nerve to speak up for ourselves, like pointed us out. Had us up against the wall, told us up against the wall. My cousin Red is like, yo, I'm light-skinned. Yo, listen to me, don't talk to him. I'm staying right here, Red. Officer, boom. Officer says, listen, you turned around one time on the beach like you stole something. Red didn't turn around anymore. All right, he kept his light-skinned ass against the wall. And, you know, we can laugh about it now. In the moment, it wasn't, you know, we were like, what the hell is going on? So they go into my bag. They take my bag. They go into all our stuff. They're up on our couches. They're stressing us down. In my bag, they find my laptop. At this point, I had the newest, before the MacBook Air, was the Sony Bio. It was like 2.9 pounds. It was the freshest, flyest laptop you can have, right? Like, all those expensive laptop, would you steal this? I'm like, officer, I didn't steal it. You know, I'm a law student. Oh, where do you go to law school? Go to Harvard. Oh, that's an expensive school. How do you afford to go there? Our kids can't afford to go there. What are you on a ball scholarship? Like, dude, I'm like 5'9", man. There's way of action going on here. I'm not slamming nothing on nobody. There's no ball scholarship in law school. What are you talking about? You know, but I kept my cool, relax, be easy, don't be an angry black man. You know the whole deal, right? So up against the wall, they found my pin from the Guggenheim. I always take this. You might slash somebody in the cell. We ended up locked up. We throw us in jail. We didn't do anything wrong. And the next day, I called up a professor of mine, came to scoop us up. For the next 5 months, though, we had to go back to court to defend ourselves for something we didn't do. And I wrote about it in a law class that I had with this professor named Lonnie Demir, first black woman tenured law professor at Harvard Law School. And I wrote about it because her assignment the next week was write about the experience of injustice. I was like, I had been writing in my book of rhymes, my little journal about the whole experience. I was like, cut, paste, send on one time. I had a stressful week. I didn't have a real break on the homework, you know? So she comes in the next week, she says, Bryonn, I read your story. I didn't think she read any of this stuff. I read your reflection. You've got to publish this. I was like, oh, we want to hear a story about another black man getting locked up. It happens every day. She said, send it to this person in the New York Times. All right. The New York Times editor calls me up. This is a little bit racy for us, but, you know, send it to Don Force at the Village Voice. Don Force calls me up and says, hey, we want to make this a cover story, all right? We want to do it on just you alone. I was like, my brother and my cousin were locked up, man. You can't just make it on me. No, just you. You're the story. You get Harvard, you get locked up, it's a story. I was like, well, I'm not really interested. All right, we'll do your brother and your cousin and you, all right? Don Force makes a cover story. The next week, they got 100,000 responses. 100,000 people from New Jersey to New Zealand write letters, mostly saying that's messed up what they did, that's messed up what they did, that's messed up. A couple folks, cops, were like, you know, yeah, you probably did, you probably deserve it. Think you're special, you're smart or something, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. The week after that, Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes calls us and says, we want to follow you around and we want to see your story, we want to, you know, get your story. I was like, oh, cool, great. We want to focus on just you. So we've been here already. I was like, absolutely not. My brother and my cousin were locked up too. He's like, well, think about it. I was like, you think about it. I'm good. Hang up the phone. Next day, my boss calls back. Okay, so listen, you want to do the story on you and your brother? Okay, so they do the story. A year later, it airs, 20 million people see it, and then I started having all these cases of identity theft, miraculously. I had gotten the cops' names and badge numbers in the paper. Officer Ronald Conley, badge number 1727. And they refused to speak to my boss on the camera for 60 minutes. But the week after it happened, I had Macy's calling me up, Dell Computers calling me up, saying I ran a cards, over a dozen cases of identity theft. It was the craziest thing. So I had nothing from Macy's in my closet. I had no Dell Computers because I knew at that point Dell supports prison labor, and I had researched all the companies that support prison labor, and I was not supporting them as a consciously not supporting them because of that. Victoria's Secret, all your thongs, right? they in prison, sewing them up for you, you know. NCI, that's one we support prison. Sodexo Marriott, I had all it. You go to nomoreprison.org, you get the whole list, right? So I was up on it. So they called me up over and over again. At the end of this, about 3 years after the first incident happened, I'm driving after an award ceremony where we won the Union Square Grassroots Arts Activism Award in New York, and the cops pulled over my taillight being out, and they, run my license. They're gonna have to give me a ticket. Half an hour later, I'm still there, and I'm just sitting in the car. Finally, I hear, "Mr. Bain, get out of the car." Here we go again. Next thing I know, they have me up against the hood of the car. There's 3 warrants out for my arrest, 2 misdemeanors and a felony. They were like, "Yeah, you're not Bryonn Bain. You're Anwar Bostic. Bryonn Bain is your alias." I was like, "Who the hell is Anwar Bostic?" Kaiser Soze? Not me. I don't know what you're talking about, So they threw me in jail again. At this time, it was even more unbelievable than anything that happened before. I want to talk a little bit about exactly what happened in the second experience, because it really did change my life. But first, I want to share another piece with y'all. This is another piece from the show, which talks about sort of where my mind was going this second time when I was being locked up. So y'all ready for some more poetry? Yeah. All right, here we go. The world is so upside down. I dial 999. Said, "Operator, put the devil on the line. Too many people on this planet are poor and dying. I play a hating. I'm just giving Satan peace of my mind. The devil had me on hold 400 years, but my eye was on the prize. I kept the phone in my ear. When he kicked over, he said, 'Can I call you back, my man?' I'm on the other line with my Uncle Sam. Sam needed a hand with the business plan that was bad, that went bad in Afghanistan. So I said, 'Yo, just call me back in a couple of years.' Wanted to tell him go to hell, but he was already there. Most people miss the devil when he walks right by. They be looking for his tail and 2 horns in the sky. The devil doesn't look demonic, he don't act deranged. He drives a red IROC and rocks a money exchange. I met him on a sunny summer afternoon. I was hanging at my house about to barbecue, and my brothers was getting mad because all I had was tofu. Sorry, when Lou came through, he grabbed a couple of brews. The devil got drunk about 2:30. I seen him slip some bacon in the vegetarian stew, stole some old lady's stitches so that she couldn't chew, and he kicked out a little kid wearing corrective shoes. But what I really can't stand, didn't go down there. I don't care that he be tripping after too many beers. What I hate is all the suffering that seems to surround me, because he got cash, rules, and everything around me. Got my mom at 3 jobs just to make ends meet. Got my brother stabbed up in the street last week. Got my older cousin overdosing on cocaine. And had my homie take a bullet to the back of the brain. So I wasn't about to stop when my phone call failed. I got out my PC to send the devil email. I copied his address off an old CD-ROM. It's wicked motherfucker angry at God.com. I wrote, "Devil, I'm directing this letter to you, because it's time your wicked ways around the world was due." But before I got another word out on the keys, I heard beep, 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 beep. Now who the hell is this paging me? Took my celly off my hip so I could see what it said. Lucifer left you a message, it's all good and read. So I flipped open my phone so that I could retrieve the voicemail Mephistopheles had left for me. He said, "Sorry that I haven't gotten back to you. That's not the only thing I've not been able to do. Yeah, I've been chilling like I've been on vacation with my crew on a beach in a black hole far from you. I looked up at the letter I had just completed, double-clicked on an icon so it was deleted. The devil hadn't been to earth in 6 centuries. The world is how it is, because that's how people want it to be. Got my mom at 3 jobs just to make ends meet, because the government don't give a damn.